Yeah, sure.
Taking advantage of opportunities.
Yes. Yes.
Because it's easy to go, no, I don't know anybody there and I don't want to.
And the other thing is, like, when you go, you may not meet somebody, you know, like with a love relationship, but you might meet some new friends who have a whole other group of people that and start inviting you to other parties or other situations.
Yeah.
And
you get into another camp.
Exactly.
Another camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She can join a class somewhere, like a night class, you know, sometimes.
How to be a lesbian.
Pottery. I know. I'm scary.
Miss Katina's teaching that class, aren't you?
Maybe like a, you know, some art class, dance class. I don't know. You know, there's classes you can take. There's also workout classes, and you know, you
know what I like about that idea?
What?
Is this whole idea of self-awareness we've been talking about.
Yeah.
And sharing something real about yourself. While you're connecting to someone else, you're expanding yourself. It comes up in the same venue.
Well, if you're going to meet somebody in something like that, then, you know, you might actually have some things in common.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go to grocery stores, you go to the same restaurant or the same store, and I know you might not know the girl is gay or not, but if there's somebody you fancy, you know, you could check it out and keep going back to that place. And
did she say fancy?
I did say fancy, yeah. You have to be a little persistent in, you know, looking for that special someone. Persistent, but also open. So you can go after them, but also leave yourself open to. Somebody could just, you don't know where you're going to bump into someone. The next time you're shopping and your cart bumps into, you know. Someone.
You might meet them by the complimentary candy in the supermarket.
It's not complimentary. You're supposed to pay for it.
Lish is so uptight.
This one comes from Graham Cracker.
Ooh, another good name.
It is a good name.
Like
and
that.
Because it's 1/3 of a s'more, which I particularly love, s'mores. Graham Cracker has been in a relationship for 5 years, and her partner, like me, is ADD and on meds, but also on depression meds. And as we all know, depression meds can really harm your libido.
Yes.
Any suggestions on keeping the passion alive or how to deal with libido issues? Libido issues.
Issues.
We do.
I know you're a therapist and you were trained to study about drugs, and some people, I think, you know, chemically they may need it. But don't you think that there's the last, like, 10 years, the drug situation has gone out of control a little bit?
Well, yes, and you definitely have to find a doctor that is going to take their time when prescribing you a drug. There are so many doctors that will
not prescribe you a drug.
Exactly. Well, there are so many doctors and psychiatrists that I hear of, and I have clients that come to me and tell me they will be diagnosed, whether it's ADD or OCD.
But everybody has something.
But within one session.
Right.
That's nonsense. Make sure that the doctor that is prescribing the medication took their time with your diagnosis and that it's actually necessary
for medication
to be on a drug. Because I am a therapist, but I'm not necessarily, you know, pro-drug for everyone. I think they have their place, and I think they're really super helpful.
But if she absolutely has to take medication, maybe she should try a different kind that doesn't have the sexual side effects?
Yeah. If she's on psychiatric meds that are affecting her libido, there's a couple of things she can do. And all of them involve asking her doctor about changing the meds.
Trying different kinds, right?
Trying different kinds. SSRIs, which is a serotonin reuptake inhibitor, they are notorious for killing your sex drive. But sometimes one SSRI will give that effect and another SSRI won't. So you might want to check on changing the drug. Also, there's an antidepressant called Wellbutrin that is not an SSRI. It works on different neurotransmitters. Rather than working on serotonin, it works on norepinephrine and dopamine to fight depression. So if it's possible for your partner to switch off of an SSRI and give Wellbutrin a try, Wellbutrin does not have the sexual side effects that SSRIs do.
God, I am really smart. Well, we're about to get to our final letter, and a really sweet song that Janet dedicates to the writer of that letter after we talk about your issue. However, before we do that, let's have Janet rock the guitar one more time. Blues, man. Have a play some blues. And my air guitar is pretty impressive. Watch this.
Yeah, go for it.
How's that?
That rocks. Okay, our final letter. It's from After Ellen user Maverick. And I'm not going to read your whole letter, Maverick. It was long and it was beautiful. But just to let everyone know, you were asking about being 17 in a small town in Australia, being faced with your religion and your family and your friends and not knowing how to come out. A lot of us have been there. Most of us have been there. And Janet and I talked about it. Here we go.
What I got mostly from your letter, Maverick, is that you are so alone where you are right now. You're in a place in your life right now where there is no one around you to identify with, and there's no one around you that you can safely talk to without fearing that you're going to lose them, or that they're going to talk to your parents, or that they're going to judge you.
She lives in a small town in Australia.
She lives in a small town in Australia. I would love to see you go to Sydney University.
I think she should go to Sydney. I think she should live with her grandparents for a short time, get settled, go to church, whatever. Then, when she gets settled, she starts meeting some people. Think about getting a job, part-time job, maybe moving in with a couple roommates, get out of the grandparents. She can come out, find herself, be her own person.
So you're telling her to be brave.
Courage.
You refer to yourself sometimes as weird or abnormal, or
Well, that's terrible.
yeah, that's and you're living in a world where every reflection back at you is not familiar. You don't see yourself in anyone that's around you, and
Well, I think she's referring to herself that way because people have referred to, other people that way, or gay people, or whatever you
Yeah.
want to say. They're weird and they're abnormal.
and
So-
some of her friends in her world have either figured out that she's gay, or it's sort of an unspoken thing, and she's lost the advantage of their physical touch. They're not hugging her anymore,
Well, they're not her friend to begin with.
and they're scared.
That's her friend's problem, and I realize that she may be a little lonely right now, but she needs to change her situation. She should go have her experience, and Sydney is one of the biggest, gayest cities in the world.
Support. I'm so glad you wrote in, because here we are. We exist. There's a whole world of us that exists. We just have to find each other. And don't forget that you're not alone. You're just, geography has you feeling alone. It's nothing but geography. And you're not weird, and there's nothing wrong with you. And there are so many of us for you to be identifying with. And I encourage you to leave comments here on the blog, and for other people to join in and talk with you and let you know that we're all here. Let's come and find us.
But if she wants to take action, she could even start trying to meet people who live in Sydney that are around her age. There's lots of stuff online you can go do. I think there are sites that, not only for dating but meeting friends. She could set up some friendship meetings before she gets there, and even have something to, like, it's good to have a goal and something to work towards and look forward to, to motivate you to make a big change in your life.
Well, what would you tell her about her fear of, there's a backlash fear that if you stray too far from your world and go to find yourself, that the people that are in your world, your parents, your grandparents, there's going to be a backlash effect of